Hey y'all, welcome to A Place for KP. It is me, KP, and I am here today on the side of this highway visiting the Eastern State Hospital Cemetery. This is in Williamsburg, Virginia. And we're just going to get started. Let's see if I can turn this around. All right, so we have our entryway. I'm not really going to show y'all my car. You saw it a little bit, but like this is it for parking. There's really nowhere to park. It's right off of 2-lane road. Speed limit's about 25 going down that road, and I'm immediately met with a very small gate, kind of broken here. But this is the cemetery. And I'm like the only person out here. It says Eastern State Hospital, founded 1773. And as usual, when I go to cemeteries, I don't know anything about this place. I happen to be taking a trip out here for something else, and it's like, let me stop and visit the local cemeteries. This cemetery was actually not on my list of cemeteries to visit. I actually had a different one, something with the B, like Barton Cemetery or something like that. I can't remember the name. But traffic is so bad today. It just so happens that I came on a day when they're doing some kind of downtown like market event or something, and so I couldn't get to the cemetery. I tried, but it just was not going to happen. So I remembered seeing this one on my list, and when I happened to go past the hospital, it's like, well, let me go and see if I can hunt down this cemetery, which strangely enough, the cemetery is not really located near the hospital. It's about 15 minutes away from the hospital, and that's if traffic isn't terrible. Oh, I just felt the raindrop. I think a storm is trying to get me. I'm some way away from home. It rained my whole trip out here, and then I got here and the weather was beautiful, and now it looks like I am just getting ready to get rained on again. But here there are these 4 giant monuments. They all have names on them. I guess these are names of patients. Let's move up and read this thing and see what it says. Let me get a little bit closer. Maybe you can see some of the words on the screen. Again, Eastern State Hospital, founded 1773, celebrating their dignity. We erect this monument in memory of those persons whom we have known, loved, and served through the years. While living, they knew the suffering of inner pain, confusion, and despair. Now they are at peace in the hands of God, where no torment will ever touch them again. Eastern State Hospital, and then it's got the name of the director at the bottom, and it says 1986. So I guess this was erected in 86. I'm just going to see if there's names on all the sides. Yep, there are. So many names. Is there anything on the back of this? No, it's empty on the back. Okay. And then there's some like bits and pieces of burials over here and over here. So I'm going to start on this side to visit, and then maybe circle around to the other side. We'll see how it goes. I do have an umbrella in the car if it starts raining, but I'll probably just leave if it starts raining, honestly. Okay, so headstones placed very close together. Maybe these aren't burials? Are these possibly memorial stones rather than burial stones? I don't know. I see 2012, 2011. These are all, looks like 2000s. They don't, well, they do kind of, let's say they're kind of in order, but like kind of not, so I don't know. Ooh, the ground is very wet and mushy. They do have a water thing here, which I always like to see in any cemetery. Y'all know by now. Lots of wide open space. So they have plenty of room to place more of these. It's odd that they run down the fence way. Yeah, because I see 1992, 1976, 1972, and then 2010. So I'm not, there may be some order, but I can't tell. That's weird. I'm walking through areas that look like depressions. They feel like depressions because my whole body drops down when I'm walking through them. Oh, wow, that's really squishy. Yeah, if I disappear out here, no one will ever even find me. They'll just see this car sitting on the side of the road and be like, I wonder what happened to that person. Wow. I mean, I drop several inches when I step in the wrong place, and you can't tell. The grass is not high. It's only a couple inches. But apparently the ground is not stable. I'm not sure. Let's see, 1989, 88, 87. And I'm purposely not showing names because some of these are fairly recent. I mean, it is a public cemetery, I guess, since the gate was open. You could just walk over here and see for yourself. But when it's more recent burials, I do try to respect the living family members who may be connected. Okay, and let's go back to 1985. I'm nervous to walk back here to these others because of how the ground is doing. It makes me super uncomfortable. Especially since nobody knows I'm here. Oh, that was a deer. I just startled a deer in the woods. I saw its little tail as it ran away. What is this? Okay. Something here. I think there was a burial plot. I'm seeing evenly spaced depressions. Yeah, these are all concreted depressions, perhaps marking the edges of plots or borders of plots. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. You can see like a little rectangle here, another rectangle up there, and then you can see another here, and then there, and there, and there. I mean, I can't imagine what else that would be. They're really close together, so I don't think they're like your normal curbings that you would see around burials. But I think it definitely has something to do with burials, because if we look up here, I see it again on this row up. And you can see right here, right there, right there, right there, like it continues. And this is sort of what you do, like when you do non-invasive investigations of cemeteries. One of the first things you do is walk through and get the lay of the land, right? You got under the here, there, there, and it just continues. So that's like 3 rows. I'm seeing more here, although it starts to kind of peter out here. And if I kind of look down, I really don't know if you can see this in the camera, but I can see these all the way down there. So that's interesting. I don't know what that would be. Ugh, that's ground. If there are burials really that close together, that's a lot of people, and it would explain why I'm sinking every single step. Yeah, there's more right here, right where my foot is. There's another right there, and then another continuing after that. They're a little more visible here because the ground is cut back a bit. And then we have this guy. Let's see. Okay, this one's from 1929. Look at the moth right there. Look at that guy. You can get an idea, let me zoom out, of how big it is by comparing it to the G. You can see it, it's right here. That's the moth. That is huge. Let's see if I can get a better picture with my phone camera. Let's see, without scaring them to death. That is beautiful. And then you can see the carving up top. Very beautiful. Elegant, simplistic. But this stone is major. I mean, that is a huge stone. Very heavy, sturdy stone. It's just the side of it. You can get an idea of how thick it is. It's really big. And I mean, somebody's clearly doing something to clear around the stone. I don't know if they're spraying something or what they're using. Normally I would be against spraying stones because this is what happens. Like, you kill all the growth around the stone. It's probably some kind of caustic chemical they're using. But if these were not granite headstones, I would really be like against that. I guess this is his footstone. It says Old Mac. It's kind of like messed up a bit. Like something knocked it off its base. And you can see that is like just crumbling and falling apart at the bottom. This stone will probably fall over. Alright, y'all, I don't know what just happened. Had a major issue with my camera. I don't even know how much of that got recorded. My camera froze. It's done this once before when I was in Paris, which is kind of frustrating. So I really don't know how much was recorded. It stopped at like 12 minutes. Hopefully that's something that just happened. But we were looking at this headstone right here and the footstone. And then right below it is a marble marker. It's broken here. Looks like a number, 55 something. Can't really read it though. And then we see more of these areas that are depressed, and looks like it might be some kind of cement or stone, granite, something. I'm gonna see if I saw any more over here. I don't want to walk too close to the woods. Another one of these like rectangular areas, clearly marking something that was there or is still there. I can't imagine like a machine that leaves these kind of markings. We've got more of them here. You can see there and there and there. So that's interesting. And if we look back here, we can actually see one that has part of a stone. And there is some numbers. Just trying to kick the dirt away on the side. Looks like maybe a 21 or something. I'm not going to dig in the dirt. But there's work to be done out here to uncover headstones, clearly. Oh, and the rain is starting. Okay. Let's see. Here's another from 1922. I might have to stop and go to my car and get the umbrella. It didn't even like drizzle first. It just went into straight rain. It's interesting, these are buried facing the woods. Let me see what direction that is. I'll pull out my compass. Okay, that is east. East facing burials regardless of the terrain. Okay. We are like right up against the woods here. But there is a marker down here from 1918, y'all. Robert Wilkins, 1875 to 1918. And I wonder if there's anything else in the woods. I'm not brave enough to like explore. Looks like there's pathways in there, probably from the deer. Here's one from 1923. I'm gonna grab a picture of this while I'm here. I wonder if anybody has records of these burials or anything. All right, I've got to go this way to get back to my car anyway, but this rain is really picking up. Gosh. There's always something when I come out here to look at cemeteries, I tell you. Oh, you can see those, let me zoom out here. Another of these rectangular spaces, and then a larger one that's clearly a stone. There's another here. We're up under this gorgeous tree. Thank you, tree, for your protection from the rain temporarily, your shelter. But there's a headstone right beside it. We're just going to walk up under here. It's really muddy. There's no grass or anything to hold this back. Look at that. Is that kudzu or is that a grapevine? Not like the fruit grape that we get our wine and stuff from, but like an actual, another plant called a grapevine. I'm not sure what that is. Ugh. Oh, please don't let me get ticks. Okay, this is Mary White, born 1854, died in 1927, and it says at rest. Very simple and to the point headstone. There might be some design at top, but it's so dirty it's hard to see. I think this is a marble stone. Yeah, it looks like marble. And at the bottom we have some kind of foundation that it's sitting on, but it's kind of eroding away at this point, and we are literally on a cliff. So I would consider this an at-risk burial. Even though the way this stone is tilted, it's going to fall backwards if it falls, which is better than falling this way because it could potentially fall down the hill. But this erosion is going to directly impact this burial and any that might be around it. I don't see indications of burials around it, like immediate burials, but I do see this stone. It says 573. I don't know if y'all can see that. And it's like, it could be broken or it could just be partially buried. You see how wet the ground is? I know there are some people that go through and uncover headstones in random cemeteries. I do not do that. I only do that with permission. This says North Carolina, 1980. This one's in bad condition. Looks like there was a cross at the top, which you can barely see. A cross inside of a circle. I can't tell the name, like maybe William something. There's another. It just says 595. I wonder if these are like maybe patient numbers or plot markers, or I don't know. There's so many of these kind of pieces of stones out here. I don't know what they're in reference to. There's another here. It says 596. So they're going in order, at least of the ones we can read. So that's what's making those little rectangular marks we keep seeing. Oh, this ground is sinking. Okay, this is not good. There's another stone here. And another one here. They probably continue. I can see more indications of them up here. You can't really see it well in the camera. But like right there's one and right here is one. I'm getting quite rained on at this point. I do see what looks like a bone. I'm not going to put the camera on it. It's hard to say because we're under trees and there are animals out here, so if there is a bone, it could be animal bones. I'm going to say that's a piece of wood, but I'm still not going to show it on the camera just in case. And for those of you that are like, a bug just landed on my watch. Those of you that are like, oh my gosh, if you found a bone, you're supposed to call the authorities and blah, blah, blah. Yes, I know the proper procedures. But what I don't know, what I don't think is that that is any type of bone from any burials out here. Nothing is uncovered. Just heard a car door, but I don't see any other vehicles but mine. Okay. Nothing is uncovered to make me think bones would be coming out of the burials. If it is a bone, it's fairly small, probably an animal bone. I'm no expert, but I have seen a lot of bones having worked in some severely neglected cemeteries. I'm definitely familiar with your common chicken, turkey, deer, fox, random birds, that kind of thing. The ones that actually are most confusing are deer bones, strangely enough. A lot of times, like their leg bones and stuff are similar to ours. All right, I need to get an umbrella because my hair is getting the frizz from this rain. Let's see. I can unlock my car. Y'all don't look at my dirty car. Alright. We're gonna lock it back up. It's weird because it's like, if you can see, it's cloudy, but like super sunny and overcast and rainy, and I don't know what's going on out here. But we're gonna use the umbrella anyway. Alright, and then we will continue our search with this other side of the cemetery. Okay. Sorry about that. And of course my shoes are going to be nice and wet and grassy because they recently cut grass out here, obviously. I'm not going to walk that way first. I'll have that be the last stone I visit. Let's start here. The grass over here is taller than the other side. It's almost covering my shoe. We have here a little burial. You can see the shadow from my umbrella. And if you hear any pitter patters, it's just the rain hitting my umbrella. You can't see that, but it says 1840 to 1914. That's a pretty old one. And behind it looks like maybe another stone. I cannot tell what the material is. My guess would be marble, but I'm not sure. It's so discolored and worn away, it's hard to tell. Oh my gosh, y'all. Virginia humidity is kicking my behind. Whew. There's another. Oh, this plot sort of gives us an idea of how these rectangular stones work in the ground. You can see one on either side of the major headstone here. Seems about evenly spaced out from it. Was that like 1.5 feet? Not quite 2 feet. Something like that. Whew, it's so hot. And this one's 1860 to 1907. Sweet be thy rest, will he bids thee arise. Oh, till he bids thee arise. Reading is fundamental, y'all. Miss Sarah Gardner. And this stone is tilted. It needs to be realigned. And you can see clear markings down here. These sort of lines that go across the base, those are signs of weed eaters being used. So that happens, oops, sorry, right there. That happens to a stone, and you can see the way it's eating away. I can't zoom anymore. Okay, that's the best I can do. You can see the way it's like eating away at the side of the stone. As it happens over time, that base will slowly get cut up and eroded away just from the repetitive motion of the weed eater hitting it and eventually it'll become unstable, break away, maybe cause the upper stone to fall. Okay, the rain just really picked up. And there's nothing on the back of this, although there is something happening here. I can't tell what's going on. That's a crack or what that is. And there is some kind of number in here, something 14 carved at the top. That one over there, that one says 213, so I guess this one is 214, maybe. And then there's another one here beside it, and then space for another right there. They probably continue on down. There's another right here. And it's like a little Easter egg hunt down here. There's a lot of work to be done in this cemetery. I wonder if anyone is in the process of uncovering stuff. I'm upside down trying to read this one. And there's another one there. There are some right against the tree line. You can see that space there. And then the next space here. And the next one there. Next one, you can't really see it well in my camera. There's one over here. It's interesting. Something 42. Maybe that's 142? I don't know. We'll walk over real quick and just see what's what over here. Sometimes I wonder if the people that are like driving by see me out here and they're like, what is she doing? They probably don't see people out here often. In fact, this place may even be invisible from people driving down the road because there's not a clear parking area. There's nothing really making it feel welcoming, you know? Here's something in the woods. It is on like the side of a cliff, so if there is something in the woods, it's got to be a climbing something like deer. There's another stone here. The Easter egg hunt for markers out here. Oh, there's one like right up in the tree roots. They've displaced that one actually. And another right next to it. Let's say it's about 4 feet between stones, maybe. I'm not going to go in my trunk and pull out my tape measure. It's just a guesstimate. Oh, there's something major happening back here. We'll get to it in a second. There's more stones here, you can see. It kind of smells like alcohol back here. Like really strong. And there's more stones here, here, and there. See, it's always nice to have confirmation. Like when I was first walking on the other side of the cemetery and I was seeing those rectangular indentations, but no signs of actual stones. So either those stones are still there and they sunk into the ground, or those stones are just gone and their indentation has just been left over time. I'm not sure. But it's nice to have it verified that what you're seeing is something that's real. Because I wasn't sure what was making those rectangular indentations in the ground, like that one right there. But now that I can clearly see the stones on this side, it helps me to know what was going on the other side. Ugh, the ground is so mushy. And honestly, I think these trees are just about dead. I should probably be looking up to make sure nothing's falling on my head. Here's another stone. It's got a marker on one side, just like the one we just looked at a minute ago. But the one on this side seems to be missing. I cannot see a name. Let's check the other side. Ah, here we go. So it's a west-facing burial. Interesting. Elizabeth Brock Keeling, widow of Dr. Isham Jordan, both of Nansemond County, died December 6, 1909, age 76 years. Okay. Some fairly old burials here. None dating to the 18th century yet, but I don't actually know when the Eastern State Hospital was first founded. So that's definitely a question to ask. Y'all, I cannot tell you how strong the smell of alcohol is. It's almost like somebody just has a keg of it somewhere out here just sitting. Well, if there is somebody out here, I'm just a wanderer searching cemeteries. I don't want to bother you. Just trying to see what's going on. Curious about what happened to the cemetery. This is almost in the woods. But we have several wooden pallets here, there, and over there. Oh my gosh, the smell is so strong. And these have those rectangular markers on them that we were looking at. Now we can see like the full size of the markers, how thick, how long. There are numbers carved in these. I see 38. Ugh, let me get back in case there's snakes or something in here. I see 38. I see 12, 13, 52. These could be stones that were maybe removed from somewhere. Maybe those spaces in the cemetery where we were seeing the indentations but no stones. But I can't imagine why they would sit them all back here on pallets. One thing that's interesting, these two here on the end, they look so much wider to me than the others. And I can't measure them, like I'm just eyeballing it, but they look just like, an inch or two wider than the ones right beside them. You can kind of see it just looking at it in the picture. I mean, they definitely look different. All right, I'm gonna see if I can finagle everything to pull my phone out and grab another photo. And if there is somebody out here in the woods, please don't mess with me. I am armed. I will fight. I may not look scrappy, but I am. I don't mean any harm, so please don't bother me. That's a cool feather. Anybody know what kind of bird that feather came from? It is not hot out here, but the humidity is so thick that I have like water running down my back. It feels like fingers tickling my back. I do not like it. Oh, it looks like plums or something down here. Yo, I totally heard something behind me. It's that sound when someone's like walking on leaves, but there's not that many leaves behind me for anything to walk on. Okay. We're just going to stay alert and keep it moving. We're almost done anyway. Okay, so we have 33 and then a marker. The marker says on it at the bottom right corner, gravesite 35. So maybe I see 36 on this one here. So I guess these rectangular stones are literally grave sites. So I wonder if people are cremated and placed in the ground, because it seems like a very small plot of land. And they are fairly close together. It's 41, 42. I'll guess that one is 43 going into the woods. There's more. Oh, the smell is getting stronger. There's more. There's a stone, yeah, like right there. You can see it. There's another one in the woods. Right by this big leaf here. Right there. There's a stone. They might even continue into the woods, but this tree is down. It's kind of blocking the pathway. I'm not going in there. I think I see some more stones in here. I wonder if what I'm smelling is the rotten fruit that's on the ground. There's these big, can you see this? There's none like on the trees. They're all on the ground. These green fruits. One there, one there. There's several. Let me zoom out. Several over here. Looks like there's some purple ones or gray, brownish ones over here. What are these? They're not like little fat, underdeveloped cucumbers. I don't know what they are. There's clear pathways here through the woods. Like, it's not as overgrown as I would expect it to be. It's overgrown along the edge, but not like in the woods. And this is obviously an entrance point for something. It's probably a deer trail. It's a little wide for what I expect for a deer trail. There's fencing. Oh, can you see that? Oh, you probably can't. But right next to that really dark one, what the heck was that? Did y'all hear that? Something like sneezed. I don't know what it was. It ran away. But I have no idea like what it was. I'm getting so freaked out here. Oh my gosh. It was probably a deer. It's crazy that I didn't even notice it. I told y'all I heard something walking, but I thought it was behind me. But maybe that's how the sound travels. Anyway, let's go back to what we were talking about. I think it's okay. So back in here, you see that? So there's this cross made by these two here, but behind that is a really dark stick that sticks straight up. And off to the right of that is like fencing. And you can see the fencing. It runs right across here. So maybe you can see the little squares made by the fencing. I can't zoom in anymore. I'm really curious as to what's back here now, aside from creepy creepers. It's probably like a burial plot. That's what it looks like. Because I can actually see the fence poles. There's 3 of them, and they create like a giant square shape. If I were braver, I would walk back there, but I don't know if y'all see these killer thorns here. You can see the ones right here. Yeah, I'm not going up against these guys because I have on the wrong kind of pants. I expected to go to a nice cemetery today, not an overgrown cemetery. Okay, more sounds in the woods. No point in talking to it because it's clearly an animal. So whatever it is not going to understand me. If I'm like, I mean you no harm. I think I am going to put my umbrella away though, because the rain has stopped, and that'll give me another free hand in case something comes at me. Come at me, bro. Let's see. Oof. All right, there. Let's keep going. Oh, you don't see that? That's a widowmaker. That stick hanging down, it's just barely hanging there. If that falls on somebody, it's going to kill them. And there's stones that go here, right up to the wood's edge. More than likely, it continues into the woods. So I would be curious to know if they have a preservation process happening here. There's another stone here, and one beside it. Maybe they're in the process of uncovering the cemetery. Maybe. There's number 91. And there's one right up against the tree. Take my glasses off. I can probably see better with my glasses off now, since the sun is kind of behind the clouds. Whew. Let me just tell y'all. You see this hair? This hair is thick. It may not look like it, but it is really thick and it's hot and got me sweating out here. I'm all like beautified, but like, ugh, it is sweaty and gross. Oh man, can y'all see that one? There's another Widowmaker. That's a big one. Oh my goodness. And I was just under there looking at that stone. Look at that thing. Yeah, if you have those in your cemetery, clean them up quickly because that's a huge liability. Someone could easily get killed in your cemetery. You wouldn't even know it until somebody else happened upon it. Especially in a place like this where it doesn't seem like they get many visitors. I mean, my little car is the only one out here. I just found somebody's driver's license. Okay, that's concerning. Why would there be a driver's license right here? Just took a picture. Lord, that was a woodpecker, but it scared me to death. I'm on like high alert right now, y'all. All right, what's in the woods? If it's a person out there, I don't want any trouble. I'm just here exploring the cemetery. That was really loud. It was like right in front of me. I'm just grabbing the driver's license. It's fairly recent. Okay, I'll probably have to like, it says under 21. I probably have to like clean that off. I'm gonna probably take this to the police station. What I am gonna do is drop a pin right here on my GPS where I found it, so that if they want to know where I found it, I can give it to them. Right where I'm standing. Let me zoom in. Pin dropped. Save. Found a driver's. Yo, I'm hearing stuff all around me now. License here. Done. Okay. And then I'm going to take a picture of this area. I did already take a picture with my camera, but I didn't really get it good. Let's zoom out some more. There's nothing here to really indicate, you know, where it is. Take a picture here and then a picture here from the roads so that people can see like how far from the road it is. It's close to the tree. All right, at least that way, if the police want to like come out and investigate in these woods, they can. Hello? Okay, I heard voices. All right. Let me get out my weapon here just in case, because I don't play with that. Yeah, it was definitely like human voices. You know, I see people do these videos all the time, not like cemetery exploration, but other kinds of exploration, and they like hear stuff happening in the woods, and I make fun of them all the time, but no joke, that's scary. And I'm broad daylight on the side of an active road, not necessarily an active space, you know, but an active road, and it's concerning to me, the sounds that I heard right in this area. But yeah, we're right at the end, so we'll go ahead and finish up. It's a very clear space. I can see if someone's coming for me, and I think we'll be okay. It says, in memory of our dear brother Wilson Fairfax, born Alexandria, 1938. 33? I don't know. Oh, 1833. Died in Williamsburg. Looks like a 1895? A sweet and loving brother, a gentle and patient sufferer. That's so sad. It's really sad. Just keeping my eye out. I'm still hearing sounds out there, so. Kind of walk backwards because I don't want to turn my back on this area of the woods. Whoever it is, they'd have to go all the way around to come behind me. But okay, so 1980s, 1981, 81. Another tree indentation. Make sure I'm not under these widowmakers. These are all 80s burials. 82. Here's a military one. The normal cross inside of the circle. Louis Joseph Masserill. I can't see the end. It's cut off. U.S. Coast Guard. Born 1902. A lot of these people died when I was born. Keep an eye out behind me as I am leaving the area. Telling y'all, that was like super creepy. I can't wait to listen back to the audio and see if I caught the voices. And a lot of people might, see this experience and be like, oh, it was a ghost or something like that. I really don't feel that way. I've been to a lot of cemeteries, like a lot of cemeteries of varying degrees of antiquity. And I really haven't seen a lot of ghosts. I know that sounds crazy to say, like I haven't seen ghosts, but I haven't had that many experiences at all. I've only had one major one that is really uniquely unexplained. And I don't know. I haven't dealt with a lot of stuff like that. I see people on YouTube all the time visiting cemeteries and they're like, every cemetery is haunted. I say poo-poo to all of y'all. Every cemetery is definitely not haunted. Like I said, I've literally only had one experience that's unexplained out of all the cemeteries I've been to. Some of them I spend quite a long time, like weeks and months in, not just one visit. That being said, I never do go into cemeteries at night, at least not yet. There are some cemeteries in Williamsburg that do like nighttime tours, and I think there's one in like Petersburg or some other areas in Virginia that do nighttime tours. I might do one of those, but I'll never go by myself. First off, it's illegal in Virginia. Parks close at dusk, y'all. And so you shouldn't be going into them. Even if there's no signs posted with times, you should not be going into them after dark. That is like the Virginia law. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's it unless it changed recently. That goes for public cemeteries, because public cemeteries are usually on the city parks schedule, and city parks are usually dusk till dawn kind of things. And then, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, about ghosts. Yeah, so anyway, I've definitely never heard anyone talking, like any voices in a cemetery that were not unaccounted for. Sometimes people hunt in cemeteries, especially big green ones like this surrounded by woods and clearly deer, because there's lots of space to hunt. You can hunt illegally and no one's going to catch you. I've seen people in cemeteries with crossbows and all kinds of craziness. So that is an issue for sure. But anyway, I think those were actually human voices that I heard. At least one kind of murmury voice sounded female. I don't know if it's connected to this driver's license that I just found. And and I haven't like looked at it. It could just be like an old one, but I'm going to drive it to the local police station and drop it off, which is what you should do when you find things in the cemetery that make you question your life. All right, y'all. I might hit you back later and let you know what happened at the police station, let you know what I found out, if anything. But if not, you'll see this video soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me on A Place for KP, and I will catch you next time. Bye.